guarantee food security and energetic for the world. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for the invitation. I would like to be here, talk about importation and investments. For us, it's really important to be here to understand each time more and why we're always looking to outside Brazil. In my case, we work promoting our business outside business. Our agency promotes Brazil as a whole. We have a very strong role in the agribusiness. We have 22 sectors of supporters directly. We oversee 2,500 producers, cooperatives, and that gives us 29 approximately billion dollars. What I'd like to comment, already thinking about everything we've heard today, is that going around we see many things, but I'd like to highlight two of them. The first being that today we've got a great dynamic of a place where we concentrate the development of industry. And when we say China and Asia, we have to think not only China and Asia, but we also have to think as a great place of industry development. And this is one of the dynamics of the world. There is a concentration of industrial development there. And there's also something else which is very important, which is what happens here in Brazil, which is the big place of development of agriculture. So we have different dynamics in the world, but the economic dynamics are different, but two have a really big impact. Industry in Asia and agriculture in Brazil and our region. And the great question is, I'll go back to the beginning, how these models dialogue, and I'll talk about the apocalyptical writers. How can we look at it? How can we look at all these challenges, the four challenges? And I'd like to mention them quickly. And to give you a concrete example, food security. This is a recent case in Mexico. Mexico released a new politics. The name is interesting, Siga. It's against the inflation and scarcity. So imagine us as Brazilians seeing a neighboring country releasing a plan and saying, help us fight inflation. And that is something very strong for us. And look what's happening to Mexico. Our export increased many times. This is just agribusiness export, and look what happened to inflation in Mexico. So this is a very concrete example. So the question is, are we able to contribute with this global dilemma, this global challenge of food security? Everybody here will say yes, and we have a concrete example, and it was a big challenge to work with that. And we do all that, preserving the environmental part. Another global dilemma, energy transition. We talked a lot about this today, and we have examples, and everyone is already an expert on this theme, so much that we've heard about it today. Ethanol, biofuels, and etc. The question is, can we deal with the first challenge at the same time as we deal with the second? Answer, yes. And then we have many examples. We can give the example of the sugarcane, where we have the rotative crops. We can talk about maize, ethanol, DDG, that becomes protein. So the more you increase one, you increase the other. There is no difference of fuel against food. It's fuel plus food, or food plus fuel. So we can do one and the other. But the challenge is not just that. There's also the challenge the theme of carbon. And the question again is, can we talk about food security? Can we promote food security, energetic transition, and at the same time sequestrate carbon and deal with climate change? Some people are saying yes. We have models for that. We have technology for that. It is possible to do that. And that's where we have many examples. ICLFs, no-till crops. And what I want to talk about now is that Brazil, and Sylvia always say that, we develop and we create, all of us together, a model of tropical agriculture. And we need to be aware that we have a model that is different. We cannot measure 15 centimeters of the soil. We cannot use tools that by satellite will mistake forest with coffee crops. So we need to have our own metrics, our own models developed for us. But Roberto also talked about agriculture and the impact with people. Agriculture that also operates, also impacts inequality. So where am I getting to? From our point of view and what we project, it's clear that we have all of these challenges. They are not few. We've been spending since the morning about forest fires, climate change, how it impacts cattle raising, agriculture, all the potential we have. But what we see and what we understand looking around the world is that maybe the biggest contribution that Brazil has to give is that we can at the same time contribute with the 4 global dilemmas, or at least with these 4 global dilemmas, because maybe many can even increase food production. We can also do that by the technology, productivity, 40 million hectares to be processed and used. Many can do that. Many can produce energy, clean energy. Many may be even able to capture carbon. But who can do that at the same time together? So that's what we believe is the image of Brazil that we want to project, is that we have the capacity to do all that all at the same time, all together. Because we do that, we have the capability of doing that. And I end my speech saying that our agriculture is an agriculture with impact, with people, because many times we talked about, or it was projected, this image that the Brazilian agriculture was going to grow, was going to be extremely competitive, and with the agriculture of other regions, and that it has the giant potential because Brazil is a giant country. That is true. Brazil is a giant country, but it's not true that we want to fight against other countries, because our agriculture matches other places. We do have the ability to impact a lot of people. We impacted positively Mexico. We can positively impact with ethanol. We can produce a lot of ethanol. So yes, we can impact. We have the ability to impact. We have no problem saying we are big. We are great. We've become the biggest world export of lint. And we have 100% of traceability of our export. And that's impact. That's positive impact of contributing with the 4 global dilemmas at the exactly same time. So this is our agriculture. This is an agriculture of impact. And we are not here to joke. We are not playing with it. We are contributing to the world. We contribute greatly. Our European colleague has already recognized that, and that's what we are bringing to the world. It's evident that we do have challenges, but we have many more possibilities, and that is how we work, and that is how we are dealing with the world. Thank you very much.